Three-time Super Bowl champ Matt Chatham is here. Sammy P in the house. Big one in Foxborough Sunday afternoon, Matt. It's the Cowboys and the Patriots. We have to start with Dak Prescott, who is one of the top contenders right now for the NFL MVP. What is the game plan? I don't know if you can stop Dak, but how do you slow Dak on Sunday?
I would imagine you're talking top-down stuff a little bit like they approach Brady. Obviously, the new issue with Dak is there'd have to be a more of a component of pocket control with him than you had with Tom. But I think the general philosophy is going to be the same. You're trying to play top-down. You're going to play cover fours or twos or fives, something where you defend the deep part of the field first and sort of come down from there. What's unique about not just Dak, but just the collective group he's got to work with is he's got deep receiver group, deep tight end group, multiple backs that can hurt you. So it's really sort of defend the field kind of week. And I think that's what makes them hard, right? There is no stopping them. You just want to sort of mute them as best you can.
I talked to multiple bookmakers in Las Vegas and around the country. They've all said the same thing. We need the Patriots to cover. We imagine that we're going to take a lot of bets throughout Sunday on the Dallas Cowboys. Number, Cowboys minus 3.5, total 51. That is the lowest Cowboy total of the season. Anything pique your interest?
It's a tough week to want to go and believe in the Patriots, quite frankly. If last week had gone more to sort of par, they get an easy cover on the 9. They don't look ridiculous for the first half of football. You come into this game with that same 52 and a 3.5, and I think people will be more aggressive on the Patriots side of it. But last week made you think that it might not be an outlier, that you might see this every other week, which is terrifying against a team like Dallas that's been a 60-point team 4 times this year. They themselves have a single outlier of 37 as a total. They're one sort of tightish game. So, that makes this not a great sort of witch's brew. It doesn't make it a good time to go dive into a Patriots game because they're so incredibly unpredictable. I think their side of it prevents me from wanting to dive into this thing at all.
Witch's brew. Let me check that off. I knew you were going to drop a beer reference on this segment. I had a feeling that was coming. Last thing, speaking of sort of zigzaggy and unpredictable, Mac Jones. Good game, bad game. The yardage goes up and down. The number for this game against the Cowboys, 268.5 yards. Over or under?
I'm over on this. And I think, Sammy, the reason I sort of want to drill down here to the parts that are becoming predictable, which offensive or defensive performance you're going to get from the Patriots, a little wild there. You have too much of a week-to-week difference. But I think Mac Jones is sort of the one person here who is on this sort of slow incline, right? You're not going to go out there and assume this guy into his first 325 game, but he is going against an opponent that has had 4 of their 5 games hit for the opposing quarterback at over 300 yards. The only sort of quirky one that was just under was a week ago, and I think it was 294, and it's a split group because Daniel Jones got hurt. If you look at Mac, he's this slowly, incrementally ascending player going against a team in the Cowboys that have played in a lot of chase games, which inevitably ends to sort of boost your passing yards number. So I think game style, as much as the Patriots love if this looked like a Bucs game, I'm not so sure based upon last week's format they can push that. So in that event, I'm saying, hey, just go with the incremental increase with a young quarterback who's starting to find his own sort of group of weapons. Does that mean he's going to be the 325 guy? No, but north of 268, I'll take that bet.
That's Matt Chatham. He likes Mac Jones to fire that pigskin all over the field Sunday in Foxborough.